Right now, someone else is running your life. And the crazy part is that you're actually letting them. You say you want to go D1, you say you want to go pro, but if I asked you to check your screen time right now, what would it say? Would it say 4 hours today? 6 hours today? 40 hours this week that you're on your phone? That's not locked in. That's not discipline. That's you letting social media, notifications, and other people control your time. You're not in control of your life if you're letting distractions pull you away from your dream and your goals. And so today we're going to fix that. The truth is, every notification you check is someone else stealing your time and your focus. Every random text message you respond to, someone else is controlling your time. Every mindless hour on social media is someone else keeping you average. Think about it. If your opponent spent 2 extra hours locked in at the gym while you were scrolling TikTok, they just got better while you were distracted. If they spent 30 minutes watching game film while you were doom scrolling TikTok, mindless videos, they just got smarter than you while you were, again, distracted and sidetracked. So, a lot of people say, I'm in control of my life. I have all this control, but are you? Or are you just reacting to whatever pops up on your phone? So, how do elite athletes protect their time and their energy? Step one, they take control of their schedule. They decide when they're going to check text messages. They decide when they're going to look at social media. They even decide what their social media looks like. So, TikTok, for example, is very attuned to what you watch. So, it's going to give you videos, it's going to give you content that is focused on what you are interested in. So, if you're going to use social media, use it to serve you, not to hold you back. Focus on dietitians, nutrition experts that are going to help you level up your game. Focus on trainers and coaches and other people to give you ideas, to give you tips, to give you motivation, to help serve you rather than to distract you. Step two, they eliminate distractions before the big moments. You think about the great athletes, they're not checking their phone and doing their things in the dugout. They're not doing those things before the game. They are mentally preparing for that game. They're mentally preparing for their next at bat, for their next run onto the court, for the next play. They are focused on what's in front of them, not what else is going on around here. Step three is they don't waste their energy on things that don't serve them. For example, my screen, I have a TV in here in my room. That TV has not been on in, I think, 2 weeks. That is not, I'll be honest, normal from my past. I used to be pretty heavy screen time. Now I step that back because I want to be locked in. I want to be focused on what's most important to me. It doesn't mean I don't use screens often. I have to use screens often for work. I use screens to help me grow sometimes, to develop, but I don't let it take away from my time and my energy. And when you look at the D1 and pro athletes, they also are not handing over their focus to somebody else. Yes, they may have friends, they may have people that they care about, and they're going to give them their focus, but they're not just handing it out willy nilly. When you have your notifications on, when you are checking every text message, checking every pop up, that is you handing your brain to somebody else each time. You're taking little pieces of your brain so that by the end of the day, you are so distracted. You have so many things going on in your brain that you can't even think straight. Let's take Kobe, for example. Kobe Bryant would wake up at 4 a.m. to train alone. No distractions, nothing else going on, just him and the court. Nobody else is up at that time. And if they are, they're going to be pretty quiet. You're not going to see them posting on social media so much. That is a perfect time to focus. And so he chooses to wake up earlier, or chose to wake up earlier so that he could be fully locked in. Because think about it. Is your brain more clear? Is it less distracted in the morning or at night? At night, you had all the things that happened that day. You had all the things that pop up on social media and on your phone, versus in the morning, you're starting fresh. You just got your 8 hours of sleep. You're feeling rested. You're feeling focused. So then use that time to be your most productive time. I wake up at 5 a.m. now and I focus during that time. No other distractions. I turn off I turn on do not disturb, and I fully focus on my creative energy so that I can help you guys. Even right now, do not disturb has been on since last night because I want to be able to focus on recording this stuff. I want to focus on producing the other things for clients and for others. Again, think about when is your most productive time? When can you be most effective? And take advantage of that time. Don't give it to somebody else. Again, Kobe leveraged time so that he could get more done. Tom Brady, same thing. Maybe not waking up at 4 a.m., but he was very locked in going into games. He was not checking social media and doing all the things. Otherwise, he would not have been able to focus at the level he was. And you see a lot of college and pro athletes doing the same thing, where they're not worrying about texts and scrolling and socials. They're more focused on meditation, more focused on what they're putting into their body, more focused on getting their body loose. Focus your energy before game day or on game day towards the game itself, not on all these other things going on. Again, they focus on things that serve them mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. If it's not making them better, then they're probably going to be cutting it out. And if they are not cutting it out, it's going to cut them out from their sport. So if you don't cut out the things that are really holding you back, then those things are ultimately going to cut you out of your sport. They're going to cut you out of those opportunities. You're not going to reach your full potential. So I really, really want to emphasize to you guys, we've got to get a clear focus here. We've got to find ways to eliminate those distractions. I see so many athletes struggle with sleep because they're doom scrolling. I see so many athletes struggle with just simple focusing throughout the day because they've got their phone going on. So do what you can to focus your energy on what matters. So how do you do that? I've got a 3-point challenge to take back control of your life and your focus. So if you want to actually separate yourself, here's your challenge. Take back control of your time and energy. 3 steps. Step number 1, turn off notifications for at least 12 hours. So turn on, you got the little do not disturb on your phone, turn that on for at least 12 hours a day. How do you do that? Turn the do not disturb on about an hour to 2 hours before you go to bed. That allows you to not be distracted, which means you're going to relax more at night. You're going to be able to sleep better at night, be able to focus better, and you're going to get more restful sleep. And then going into the next day. So maybe you're going to bed, say you go to bed at 9 o'clock. So you turn on D&D at 8 o'clock. And then you turn it on at 8 o'clock the next day. Chances are you do not need to check your phone that often. And if you're really concerned about, hey, like my parent may need to get in contact with me, my sibling, whoever it might be, then you can actually change that setting to allow for phone calls from specific people. But focus on phone calls, not text messages. Because the phone calls are like, okay, that's an emergency. Text messages, chances are that's not an emergency. But again, you check your phone when you choose to, not when someone else wants your attention, but when you choose to give that attention. No text messages, no Snapchats, no Instagram alerts or TikTok, notifications. It's just you and whatever you're trying to do, which in this case, it's sleep. Step 2, turn on do not disturb on game days. Now, I would challenge you guys, do it for at least 6 hours, maybe more, before that game. So if your game's at 7 o'clock at night, turn it on at lunchtime, basically. Stop letting those random notifications steal your mental focus before you perform. Your focus should be on the competition and your team and your goals. So the more that you're checking all those notifications, the more that you're checking the socials, the more that your brain is going to be distracted going into that game, which means you're going to make more mistakes and you're not going to be as clear focused. You're not going to make the best decisions. So really lock that in. Step 3. So step 1, we had turn off notifications for 12 hours overnight. Turn on do not disturb at least 6 hours before a game. And number 3 is schedule your social media time. So We don't have to never check social media. Yes, you do need to check some of those things. Yes, you need to check in with your friends and your family and your people, but you need to schedule that. If you schedule it for specific times a day, maybe it has to be a couple times a day. That's fine. Maybe you check it at lunch. Maybe you check it like after dinner, post workout, whatever it might be, but schedule those times. And that'll allow you to have your control. You control that social media. You control those notifications. So it doesn't mean you're never doing those. You're just choosing your time wisely. Now, I challenge you, don't do that an hour before bed. Don't do that 30 minutes before bed, because that's going to distract you. That's going to make you not sleep well at night. Put it in a time where it's not distracting, that's not going to hold you back from sleep, and really going to hijack your focus, and really just, again, put yourself back into that control. So 3 easy steps. If you do these 3 things just for 1 week, just try it out for 1 week, I guarantee you're going to be more mentally clear, you're going to be more focused, and you're going to have more control over your life. I promise you. I've been doing this even for a couple weeks, maybe a month tops, and I feel so much more focused. I feel so much more clear. I also don't feel like, I feel less stressed. All those notifications, they stress, they add more things to your brain. When I turn on do not disturb, my brain is clear. My brain is more focused. So really, if you want to lock in your focus, lock in your attention, and reduce that stress and anxiety that you have, then do these things. And if you have ADHD or ADD, then I highly, highly recommend you do these things. But just as a final message, like, you ultimately have 2 choices. You can keep letting the distractions, the social media, and the random notifications run your life, or you can take back control and start focusing on what actually matters. No one ever made it to the next level by being constantly distracted. So if you are serious about your goals, about going D1, about going pro, then you need to act like it. We talked about it in your nutrition, that your nutrition should match your goals, but your focus should also be matching your goals. So protect your time. Start cutting out distractions, because again, the ones who do, they're the ones who make it. They're the ones who actually make it far. You know, even if it's cutting out distractions, turning off notifications for all of your social media. Maybe your only notifications are text messages. If you get a lot of text messages, then I would say probably turn those notifications off too, and just turn them on when you need to. Communicate that to your parents, though. I do want to emphasize that. If you guys are going to do this, tell your parents and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do so I can focus more. So if you need to get a hold of me, then call me instead. And make sure you have that setting on that they can call you, and that can break through that do not disturb. So I challenge you guys, take the 3-point challenge, try it for a week, and then shoot me a message on socials about what happens. Do you feel more focused? Do you feel more clear? Do you sleep better? I guarantee you will feel different. So let's see who's actually locked in, who's actually committed. And like I said, DM me if it works. DM me your progress. My links are in the show notes. If this episode hit home for you, send it to a teammate. You have teammates that are distracted, so don't let them fall into the same distraction trap. And as always, keep striving for greatness.